and welcome to Dan Talks United. Yeah, as I was saying in the last video, we needed to show up against the smaller sides. It's all right playing against Arsenal last week, but what the fuck was this shit? Seriously. This team is fucking Viagra. They just can't get it up for these smaller sides. They can get it up for Arsenal and the cities of the world, but for the Fulhams and the Brentfords and teams like that, they just can't get it up. These fuckers couldn't even score in Amsterdam. It's fucking atrocious. It's the reason I'm wondering why you can't sub Bruno. I like Bruno, but he played shit. Okay, he might have started off well, but then it's just no fucking idea what he was doing with that penalty. Normally he'll do the hop, skip, and send the keeper the wrong way. This time, okay, he's saying that he got nudged by the ref, but it's bullshit. Just put the ball down on the spot and do the normal thing that you normally do. I don't know what this shit's about. I think Cameron's going to end up sacking himself at this rate. He needs to sort out that midfield. Obviously, Bruno's at fault for the goal because he's not tracking his fucking man. And okay, he's not a midfielder, I get that. And he's a number 10 by trade. However, he's still got to play at this level. And it's very simple to track your man. And I don't think there's any excuse for that. You can't blame which position that you play best in for not tracking your man. But at the same time, Amrin, you need to sort this midfield out because, like I say, you're going to end up sacking yourself. So, in regards to the starting lineup, my fears were that you were going to do this false nine crap again, which you've gone with. You've got your £70 million plus striker on the bench. Why are you not starting him? What is the reason why you're not starting your £70 million plus striker? Surely he's fit. He was training for Leipzig. I don't understand it. Yes, I appreciate that Mount had a decent game against Arsenal, but you can see that there's a miss in that focal point up front. We need that focal point. As I was saying in my last video, it makes no sense not having the striker playing when you've bought that striker for that amount of money. You've frozen out Højlund. We believe he's on his way to Italy. Then start Sesko, and he must start in the next game because this makes absolutely no fucking sense. What's going on here? Let's go through it then. So we started off the game pretty well, very similar to last week against Arsenal, and then we just ran out of steam. I think when we had a couple of chances through Cunha, he's hit the post on one chance. He's had an absolutely excellent touch and just absolute deft touch from a long pass from Bayender, and again through on goal. Got to score that really. After that point, we just seemed to just nosedive in terms of performance. At one point, it was looking like we may have had 70 plus percent possession, in control of the game, and then we just let the game just go by us. I just don't think we recovered from that point onwards. You would expect when you get into half time, Amrin takes them into the dressing room, tweaks things, has a go at them, they come out and they start the way they started the first half, but that just didn't happen. So let's just go through it then in terms of the stats point of view. So in the end, United has ended up with 48% possession to Fulham's 52%. In terms of XG, we had 1.63 and they had 1.69. We had 10 shots to their 13. And in regards to the passing area, they've pretty much beat us on everything. So in terms of who's played well, if I can say that today, again, we've got defensive players that have played well today. We've got Yoro, that's played well, and we've got Delict, that's played well for me. And I would say, in parts, Cunha's played well, and Mount's played well as well. In regards to who my man of the match would be, I would have to give that to Yoro. That's Yoro for his defensive from a defensive point of view, and then also because he got the goal. De Ligt was close again. It also shows what's going on with this team at the moment, where 2 weeks in a row, for me anyway, our defence has been the top performers. I appreciate, again, I'm saying Mount played well. He had a few touches here and there. And I think obviously the bar is lowered when we're talking about just having a couple of touches here and there, a couple of touches around the corner. This needs to be consistent. They're in training. It's one game a week, and it's one game a week for everybody at the moment, but there needs to be masses and masses of improvement throughout training. And I think what it is, I don't like to go back to the past, but I just remember where some of our old players, players like your Scholes, your Keane, for example, they would always say that training was harder than the games. And I just think for us, because a lot of our players are subpar, they're training against each other and they're not improving. And when it comes to game week, they're playing against better players and they're not used to that. So I think that's where the issue is at the minute now. Don't get me wrong. I think we've improved the forward area in regards to bringing in Cunha and Mbeumo and Sesko. Hopefully Sesko, I've not seen him much because for whatever reason Amorim won't play him. However, I do believe there's something in that in regards to the training day in, day out with some of these shit players, and they're not going to get better playing against shit players in training. So when it comes to the game week, this is where they're going to fall short. So, like I say, Amorim, you are going to sack yourself if you don't sort something out. You do need to change that midfield. There isn't enough energy with Casemiro. There isn't enough discipline with Bruno. He's just not a central midfielder. His position is a number 10. You've bought two number 10s with your idea is to put Bruno a bit further back, but he isn't defensively disciplined to play that role. So I appreciate you wanted to get a midfielder in, Baleba. I appreciate that, but again, even Baleba's not a 6 per se. So we do need to sort something out, whether it be we're going to have to use one of the players that we've already got. So obviously whether it be a combination of, although Agate for me didn't play very well last week, but if it's a combination of Agate and Casemiro or Agate and Meno, because we haven't seen Kobe this season really, or not at all, because I don't believe he came on against Arsenal. So there needs to be a different combination in midfield. And if there isn't, like I say, if we can't beat Fulham, then how are we going to beat some of the bigger sides? We've got some tough games coming up. I do believe we've got Chelsea coming up soon. Liverpool won't be far over the horizon there. You know, where we're going to be in a few weeks' time if we're struggling to get 3 points against Fulham. We're hoping for positivity this season, thinking, right, okay, it's not great not to be in Europe, but you want to use that opportunity where you've got a bit more time with the players to get them up to speed, to play your system. You're already under flack with your particular system in this league. Now, as I've said before, I am a bit sceptical, but at the same time, there's possibilities that it can work. You just have to get the right combinations. Now, I think the smart signings up front, I do believe that the defence is capable. It's not the best defence in the league, but it's capable. It's just that midfield. Now, I know that Amorim can't be blamed for that, and I believe we may have done things if we could have sold sooner your Sanchos, your Garnachos, basically your bomb squad. However, it doesn't take away the fact that you're still playing Casemiro with no legs and Bruno with no discipline. Right then, I think that's it for today. Thank you for watching Dan Talks United. Please like, share and subscribe, and I will see you on the next one.